Welcome back to the Millcreek Government Channel. I'm Judy Zelina. The Experience Children's Museum is a place that has been inspiring creativity and imagination in children for over 20 years. The museum is a nonprofit organization located in the historic cultural district of downtown Erie. Their entire mission is to provide a safe, family-centered educational experience that inspires creativity, exploration, and imagination through play, interactive exhibits, and innovative programming. Joining us today to talk about what's new and exciting at the museum is the Executive Director, Ainsley Brozek. Ainsley, thank you so much for being back on the show again.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a while, and I know you've got a lot of new things that we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
And I can't wait to get the word out for you. First off, Ainsley, let's talk a little bit. How long have you been with the museum?
I have been there 5 years. They've flown by, you know.
They have.
They say time flies when you're having fun, and you really can't have more fun than being the director of a children's museum.
Okay, now you've been there for 5 years. Tell me a little bit about some of the changes you have seen from the time you started this position till today.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, it's not all just me because we have a great team that works for me, but we have really seen an increase in attendance. We've actually doubled our membership from 5 years ago. So we will reach an all-time high of 64,000 people this year. We've tripled membership. We went from about 300 family members to almost 1,500. So we've just seen this great growth, and we've really been able to kind of reimagine the Children's Museum for our community and get people reinvested and excited. And we're proud to say that we've touched thousands of kids in our community.
Well, I know you have, even my granddaughters. I remember them growing up, and Melanie, my daughter, would take them to the museum. They always had so much fun.
Yeah, we are a place, we've been around 25 years, and so we're a relatively, younger organization, but it's really fun. Now we're seeing generations come back, so maybe grandkids, great-grandkids, and it's fun to, recapture some of the memories that people have from back when their kids were little. So
That really would be. Now, the museum, I understand, has 3 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, each floor has a theme. Tell our viewers, when they enter the museum, what are they going to see? What's the experience going to be?
Sure. So everything, the word museum, I really hate the word museum for us, Museum gives the sense that you can't touch anything. And our museum is hands-on. Mm-hmm. So everything in the museum is hands-on fun. So when you enter the museum, we have our first floor, which is the Explore floor, and that focuses on water and air and earth. So our water table, which is historic. Everybody loves the water table. We've actually made some improvements with the help of the Carnegie Science Center.
Okay.
And they've added some really fun sensor bucket dumping interactions that the kids are just loving. So when you come in, you'll see our air exhibit, then our water table, and of course you go around the corner and you'll see our Lake Erie exhibit that talks about Erie Waterworks and where the water comes from, because children's museums are really responsible for teaching kids in our community about our community. So they're very community focused. We sit on the body of Lake Erie and we want kids to learn about it, but in a fun way. And then as you round the corner, you come to our slide, which is really our cave, but all the kids remember is the slide. And so there's all kinds of fun things that we've added in there. That's called the Portal to the Past exhibit.
Okay.
So along with Mercyhurst University, we've added some archaeological findings and some gold, and there's a woolly mammoth bone, which the kids love.
Is there really? Oh my gosh.
Again, we're trying to sneak in the learning without them knowing it. Mm-hmm. And studies show that by 2nd grade, kids know if they like math or science. So we have a job to do. We've got to get them involved in what they're excited about and get them learning with hands-on fun. And then as you continue up, we have our upper floor, which is the Imagine floor, and that features a lot of our dress up in our town and our stage, our performance area, a lot of imaginative play. And we find that kids love to think about what are they going to be when they grow up.
They do.
And so that is where our beloved grocery store is. which I'm sure you're familiar
Yes,
with.
I am. They go shopping there.
They go shopping. They love to be at the checkout counter and grocery shopping. Funny though, they don't love to stock the shelves, but we teach them that, part of play is putting away.
Exactly.
And so lots of fun goes on up there, and it really emphasizes the things that go on in our town. We have a magnetics exhibit and all kinds of fun things. And then in our lower level, that's where a lot of our sensory play happens. It's our create floor, but it has just a different feel. It's a little quieter, a great place. We have a lot of therapy that goes on at the museum, social, emotional, physical, cognitive therapy. And so it's a great place for that to happen. There's a giant light bright, which we all remember as a kid.
I do.
That's where our art studio is. We have Legos and an area specifically designed for the little ones, the tot spot, ages 3 and under.
What are the ages of, now the floors, of course, have something for everybody. And I know you are very, very proactive about making sure every age group has something that will interest them. How young can a child be to come and to experience something at the museum?
We say as young as 6 months. At 6 months, they're really learning. They're starting to see colors and sensory. They hear sounds. Great age to read stories to. Great age to start crawling. And so that's where that tot spot comes in handy because we don't allow the big kids in there. And we have some school programs for kids that young as well. So 6 months all the way up to about age 8. We do start to lose them after age 8, but we have plans to change that.
Oh, I'm sure you do, Ainsley. If anyone's going to get that off the ground and running, it's going to be you. You also have Discovery Corner. Now, can you tell us what exhibits that we'd be able to find in the Discovery Corner?
Sure. So Discovery Corner is our outdoor classroom. So that is an outdoor space next to the museum. It's completely fenced in and safe. And we are certified by the Arbor Foundation and Dimensions Research. So we are one of 14 certified outdoor classrooms in Pennsylvania. And basically what that means is that we meet the requirements to teach kids about nature. So there are 14 different elements. We have certified teachers that make sure that it meets the criteria. And it features things like a sensory garden where the kids can smell and pick herbs. It has a discovery path where they can find little creatures and whatnot in the discovery path or pick flowers. There's a music area with big drums and wind chimes and whatnot. A movement area, a little stage area that they can perform in. We have a reading nook, so we have books about nature out there. And then we have a messy materials area, which as a mom, I'm a little iffy of, but the kids love it.
What is that?
So that is where we have mud and dirt and sticks and rocks and whatever else they find. So remember making a mud pie as a kid?
Yes.
Okay, that's where you make mud pie. And what's funny is kids nowadays don't do that. It's just a very different dynamic. Probably when you were little and when I was little, we played a lot outside.
Yes, we did.
And that's just really changed. And it's sad. It's unfortunate. So, we sit right in the heart of downtown Erie. We really wanted to have this space to connect kids to nature. Mom and Dad, we say, leave the cell phones and play outside with the kids. Let them get dirty. Let them splash in the puddles. Our motto is nature for children every day.
I love it. Now, this Discovery Corner, do you only utilize it in the summer and the better weather?
No, we try to use it, I will say 9 months out of the year.
Okay.
We really look at the temperature. We kind of follow the school model.
Okay.
So 30 degrees and under, we do not let them go out. Of course, if they have their snow pants and they're bundled up and mom and dad are ready, we will. But in the winter, we have our educators will put snowman making materials, and they can paint the snow and go out there. In the fall, we do fall activities. In the spring, we have umbrellas and rain boots and things that kids can get involved because, that's fun for them. And just a little bit of rain or some snow shouldn't deter us from going outside.
And I think that's a great idea because honestly, there really is I heard this from someone who was with one of Jesse's shows. There's no bad weather. It's just bad clothing for weather.
Yep, that's exactly
So,
right.
like you said, if they're all bundled up and ready to go, fresh air is great for them. They're going to have painting snow. You let them paint snow.
We do.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun.
It's so fun. You know, you have to embrace it. We live in a climate where we, have winter for a long time.
Yes.
And we need to embrace it and get these kids acclimated with the weather. We're actually very lucky to have the 4 seasons. Some places don't have snow or fall or spring, so we're lucky.
Ainsley, now I also know that you have some expansion in the future. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So, about 2 years ago, I was really looking at our museum and saying, we're doing so great, but what more can we be for our community? Because that's really what we are. We're a nonprofit, but we serve the community. So what do they need us to be? And so we started doing visitor surveys and talking to stakeholders, and we talked to the school districts all around our community and said, what do you need from your children's museum? And we found out a couple things. We found out that we do need to possibly see kids older than age 8. We lose them after age 8. And how sad is that they outgrow us?
That is.
So we'd like to see kids up until maybe age 11 or 12. We know that age is very into science and blowing things up and robots and coding, and it's a way for us to keep those kids engaged. So that was the one thing that came out of it. The second thing is the school districts, we really could do a lot of work with working with their curriculum. So all of our exhibits currently meet state standards, but we really only see kindergarten and first grade. And so the school district said, we'd love to bring the second and third grade. You don't have room for us. And that's a challenge. Classrooms are larger nowadays.
Yes.
When they bring the second grade, they're bringing the whole second grade, which is about 150 kids. And we really don't have a room for them to be. We do our best. We split them floor by floor, but we need to be able to serve those kids. So we need room, and we need to reach older children. We also realize that we are located in downtown Erie right now, and our building just isn't meeting our current needs. We're on a one-way street. Parking is very limited, and we want to be accessible to families. We don't want to give them any excuse not to come visit us. So those are really the reasons why we are looking to expand, renovate, get a new building, all of which are still up in the air, but we hope to make a decision in the next couple months.
But you know that you do have some future expansions down the road.
Yeah. We know that right now, we see 64,000 visitors right now, and we need to plan where's the Children's Museum going to be in 5 years? Hopefully we're continuing to see more and more kids, but we are capped out, and we need to plan for the future.
It'll be wonderful. I'd love to see some of the some interest for the older children there too. I do. I like that idea a lot, Ainsley. But I would like to talk about some of the education programs that you have that inspire children.
Sure.
What can you tell us what you have in the works there?
Sure. So we do programs as young as 6 months, and so we have experienced baby class, and really what that is it's kind of a mommy group, right? Being a mom is hard, especially if you stay home, and it gives moms and babies, although we do see some grandmas, sometimes to connect with other people going through what they might be going through. And for the babies, it's their first look at a stimulating environment, getting along with other babies and whatnot. So we have baby programs, then we have toddler programs, and then that goes to preschool. The museum is really, we don't operate our own preschool, but we have programs. We are really an introductory to kindergarten. We focus a lot on kindergarten readiness. So our programs are really setting kids up for a bright kindergarten future. And then as they get older, we have camps and day classes. We have homeschool programs. Right now we're getting into summer camp signups. And of course I'm biased, but we have some of the best summer camps around.
Tell us about your summer camps, because I would think they would be just absolutely awesome.
Well, we try to not recreate the wheel. Lots of people have summer camps, the zoo, Asbury Woods, all these great facilities. So we kind of stick to our own niche. So one of our favorites that sells out every year is cooking camp. and we let kids learn all about food preparation. We let them follow a recipe and cook, and you know that's really popular nowadays, the Kids Baking Championship and all of that.
There is, it is.
So they learn about measuring and following a recipe, but they get to have a ton of fun too. And we partner with local food establishments in downtown Erie. So they get to go to the sweet shop for a day and meet a baker and get to bake a cookie. They get to learn how to make sushi from a sushi chef. They get to learn Mexican and make guacamole. Lots of fun things. And new this year, we have all kinds of different partners that are coming on board. So each day has a different theme. We also have, new this year, we have an escape room game camp.
Well, that's quite popular now.
It is. So that's really, if you look at it, it's kind of focused on coding and cracking a code and understanding. So they will get to solve puzzles, work together. It's really great for team building and problem solving. And then on the last day, we hope to take them to the escape room in downtown Erie so that they can learn how to do that and work as a team. And that again reaches those older kids, those camps.
Yes.
But they do run from age 5 to 9.
Okay.
We have a creativity camp where every day they learn from a different artist. So they learn a different medium. We've had a gumball muralist, Franz Spohn. We've had a sculpture artist, Kathy Umlauf. We've had a muralist, Erin Knapp and Heather Cash, all local people that have taught them a different medium.
Oh my, how exciting for them.
And then they have an art show at the end of the week for their parents to see.
Really? These summer camps, how long do they run?
They run all week, and we try to accommodate working parents' schedules. So drop off as early as 8:30, as late as 4:30 for pickup.
Okay.
But the camp runs 9 to 4.
Okay.
And all of this is on our website at eriechildrensmuseum.org. And they sell out fast, so you have to get online quick.
How many children do you usually have in a camp?
We try to limit it to 15 kids per camp, 2 instructors, 15 kids. But we will open another session if we can, because like I said, the cooking camp sells out within a week.
Oh, I can imagine. I think that would be fun. Oh, Ainsley, you have some of the greatest ideas. Now, I know along with these camps, the summer camps and the different education programs, you have some special events throughout the year, don't you?
We do.
Can you tell us about those?
Sure. We just wrapped up our kid-sized career fair called Future Me, where we bring in people from the community to talk to kids about their career and get them excited about what they want to be when they grow up. So we have doctors and firemen and artists and athletes and ballerinas and everything you can think of. And the kids travel around and get to learn about the careers with a little passport. And what's so great about that is I heard the best story. There was a little girl that was 8 years old, and she, every time you asked her what she wanted to be when she grew up, she didn't know. And she ended up meeting a local veterinarian from Glenwood Pet Hospital and just really connected. And by the end of it, she told her mom, I know what I want to be when I grow up. I'm going to be a vet. And so that's the stories, that's what we hope for.
That is how neat. Well, you've actually given them the opportunity to see what is involved and to meet someone that is actually doing that job.
Right. We also have a multicultural day where we learn all about different cultures in our community, because there's a lot.
Yes, very diverse community.
And it allows the kids to appreciate different cultures. We have fundraisers like our fancy tea party, where we have lots of princesses and we have tea and sandwiches, and we learn tea party etiquette. Next year it's going to be Prince and Princess, because we have some princes that can learn as well.
There you go.
We just had our Jedi Academy, which focuses on the Star Wars theme, which is huge.
Fun.
And then we have, of course, breakfast with the Easter Bunny and breakfast with Santa and all of those.
It keeps you busy throughout the year.
It does. It does.
Ainsley, how are you funded?
That's a great question. So we are pretty self-supporting. Everything that comes through the gates comes through our membership and admission and gift shop revenue. Okay. We also rely on donations from individuals and corporations. The corporations really help us get the new exhibits that come in. An average children's museum exhibit is about $30,000. And so, for us to change them over takes quite a bit of money. We are an ECRA lead asset, so we do receive a little portion of the gaming funds. We are the smallest entity, so our fraction is little. And we rely heavily on grants, which are not promised, but we apply for a ton of them. We have a great grant writer that helps us and get support. But the biggest source of funding comes from our community.
Okay. Is there a fee to go to the museum?
There is. It's $7.50 per person, ages 2 and up. Under 2 is free. But the best deal in town is our membership.
I was going to ask if you had memberships.
We do. They range from $65 for a grandparent up to $75, and they include guest passes as well. And so if you come 3 or 4 times, it really pays for itself. And it also allows you to have discounts on our camps, our classes, our birthday parties, and whatnot.
You have so much going on, Ainsley. I'm telling you. Now, obviously, you said you have a great team, so I know you've got some great people there. What about volunteers? Do you have a need for volunteers?
We do. And specifically, I always say the best volunteers would be some retired teachers that would love to maybe get back in the ring with kids.
Yes.
They're a hard group to get back in, but we would love to have some retired teachers to help us with field trips, to do gardening in our outdoor classroom. If there's anybody that loves gardening, anybody that likes art projects, we always are making things with the kids in our art studio, so we could use help there, special events, serving food and whatnot. So we take volunteers from age 13, we actually have a teen program, all the way up to 99.
So even if I would feel, I don't have any kind of really crafty ability, you'd still find a place for me?
We would find a place. We'd have you passing out crowns at the tea party or serving punch at the Jedi Academy. That is the biggest need that we have right now, aside from funding, obviously, is we really could use some extra hands. We do have a small application we need you to fill out, and a brief training that you go through. Of course, you do need to have your clearances, volunteer clearances.
Definitely.
But we really try to help you through the process, and we really could count on some support.
You know what, Ainsley, as I'm listening to you talk, and you're talking about the different floors and the activities, I just can't imagine the joy that you feel every day when you go into work and you see these happy faces just enjoying and learning.
Yeah.
Absorbing all of this.
I'll tell you some of my best moments. I was just asked the other day for an article, what is the best feeling of working at the Children's Museum? And I guess for me, it's when I see a parent interacting with a child, their phone is down, and maybe mom or dad's going down the slide or digging in the fossil pit. Those are the memories that the kids are going to remember.
Yes,
They're going to remember that mom and dad took the time to just play with them and be silly and put on a play at the Children's Museum. And that's what we need to do more of.
So Ainsley, now tell our viewers where you're located and how they can find more information.
Sure. We're located at 420 French Street in downtown Erie. And it's right next to the old Puffer Belly. We're right in the heart of Erie Insurance campus between 4th and 5th Street. You can get more information at eriechildrensmuseum.org, and we're all over social media as well, so you can get lots of info there.
Ainsley, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming on the show, letting us know what's going on. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
You know, I'm excited too, viewers, because this year Jesse and myself are going to be doing an on location down at the Children's Museum, and I cannot wait to be there and actually get hands on myself.
Yep, we'll have you going down the slide before you know it.
All right. Viewers, thank you so much for tuning into the Millcreek Government Channel. Again, if you need any more information, check out their website. Until next time, have a wonderful day.